Hello friends, my name is Ajinkya Hariban. I am working at College of Computer Science and Information Technology, Latur as assistant professor. So in this video tutorial, we will learn the introduction of JSP and the servlet. So what is meant by the JSP? What is meant by the servlet? And how we can develop an application, that is a web application, by using a JSP and a servlet. So let's start our first, that is introduction to JSP. So what is meant by the JSP? So JSP technology is used to create a dynamic web application. So JSP technology is used to create a dynamic web application. JSP pages are easier to maintain than servlet. So there is a two different part, that is JSP is another part and the servlet is another part. So remember this thing, JSP pages are easier to maintain than servlet. So basically JSP pages are opposite of servlet. So what is the difference between JSP and the servlet? So servlet, let's see, this is this point, carefully read. This is an important point. So I'm highlighted here. So what this point said to you? JSP pages are opposite of servlet, as a servlet adds HTML code inside a Java code, while JSP adds Java code inside a HTML using a JSP tags. So we will see practically how this is happen, how we can add Java code into a JSP by using some tag. So practically we will see how we can add a JSP pages, how we can create a servlet, how we can pass the data from one page to another page. So these type of operations we will see in upcoming videos. So JSP enables us to write HTML pages. JSP enables us to write HTML pages containing tag. So basically JSP is one of the file that contain the HTML tags, inside which we can include a powerful Java program. So as well as we can also write Java code into JSP pages. So basically JSP is a file that contain HTML code as well as a Java code. So this is a difference, but a servlet contains only a pure Java code. And you can also use HTML code in servlet also. So using a JSP, one can easily separate presentation and business logic. As a web designer can design and update JSP pages, creating the presentation layer, and Java developer can write server-side complex computational code without concerning the web designing, and both the layers can easily interact over HTTP request. Basically the client send the request to the server using a HTTP request, and a server response back to the client using a HTTP response. So you can easily separate your presentation logic and your business logic in a JSP pages. So JSP pages are converted into a servlet by the web container. So this is another web container that contain that container translate a JSP pages into a servlet class source, that is a .java file, and then compiles into a Java servlet class. So this is a container. So what is the use of container? That is a web container. The web container translate your JSP page into a .java file and then compiles into a Java servlet class. So this is basically the JSP technology. So JSP is a differ than servlet. So what is the advantages of JSP? So this is a point. What is the advantage? Easy to maintain. The first is that easy to maintain, high performance and scalability. Second point, you can easily maintain your code. You can separate Java code as well as your HTML code. That is the advantage of JSP. High performance and scalability. and that is the third one is the JSP is a built on Java technology, so it is a platform independent. So JSP is a built on Java technology. So Java, we see the features of Java, that is a platform independent. That's why the JSP is also a platform independent. So this is a JSP of, this is a introduction of the JSP. So let's second point is that what is the dynamic website? So what is the dynamic website? A dynamic web page. A dynamic web page is a page that displays a different content each time it's viewed. So dynamic web page is a page that displays a different content each time it's viewed. For example, a shopping cart, you like Amazon website, Flipkart website. These are the dynamic web pages. Your even though a Facebook is also dynamic pages, means every time the contents are changeable. So for example, the page may change with the time of day. The user that access the web page or the type of user interaction, there are two types of dynamic web pages. So basically there are two types of dynamic web pages. First is the client side scripting and second one is called as the server side scripting. So this is an example. Whenever the user visit on a page and that page contain a date and time, so each time or every time whenever the user visited that page, the date and time will be changeable. So this is a dynamic web page. So basically there are two types of dynamic web pages. First is the client side scripting and second one is called as the server side scripting. So first we see that what is meant by the client side scripting. Web pages that change in response to an action within that web page, such as a mouse or a keyboard action using client side scripting. So basically this is happen on a client side, means user side, when the user uses a mouse as well as a keyboard actions. So this is only happen at a client side, means user side. So client side script generate client side content. Client side content is a content that is generated on the user's computer rather than the server. So what are the changes are made by the client side? This is not going to update on the server side. So what the changes? These all the changes are saved into the user's computer. So this is called as the client side scripting. In these cases, the user's web browser would download the web page content from the server, process the code that's embedded in the web page, and then display the updated content to the server. So basically what happens in server side, in the client side, the user's web browser would download the web page content from the server and process that code or process the code that's embedded in the web page and then display the updated content to the user. So this is a client side. A scripting languages such as a JavaScript and Flash allow a web page to respond to client side event. So for the client side, there are languages, scripting languages are present to perform this type of operation. That is, first is the JavaScript and second one is the Flash. These are the two languages that are present on the client side to download the web pages from the server and process the code and display the content, updated content to the user. For this type of task, there are basically two languages are responsible. That is, first is the JavaScript and second one is the Flash. So second type is that server side scripting. Web pages that change when a web page is loaded or visited use a server side scripting. Server side content is a content that is generated when a web page is loaded Okay, so server side scripting is totally present on the server side, not at a user side. For example, login page. So this is a submission form, forum, and shopping cart. All use a server-side scripting since those web pages change according to what is submitted to it. So this is an example of it. The login page is a dynamic web page example. Then shopping cart, submission form, admission forms, Facebook, Amazon, Flipkart, all these type of the pages are called as a dynamic web page, and it is totally presented, or it is a totally uh, uploaded on a server side, not a user side. So scripting languages such as the PHP, ASP, ASP.NET, JSP, Cold Fusion, and Perl allow a web page to respond to submission events. So basically these are the server side scripting languages are used to perform the operations. So languages like a PHP, ASP, ASP.NET, JSP. So these are the server side scripting language are present. So this is a dynamic web page. So dynamic web page is a web page that displays the different content each time whenever the user visited that website. So for example, the time, date and time. Whenever the user visit a page first time, and again second time whenever the user visit, then the time will be changeable. So this is a dynamic web page. So what is the advantages of servlet over the CGI? So basically what is meant by the CGI? CGI stands for Common Gateway Interface. So in the previous, whenever a server side scripting programming is done with the help of CGI, CGI is called as the Common Gateway Interface. So some of the basic problems are occurred in the CGI, and that's why the CGI is totally removed, and instead of CGI we can use a servlet technology. So there are some drawbacks which are present in the CGI. CGI is developed in by using the language C and C++. So C and C++, these languages are not secure, and that's why we totally remove the CGI, that is a common gateway interface. So instead of the CGI, we can use servlet technology. So let's see our first point, that is servlets are a server-side component. So servlet basically present on the server side that provide a mechanism for developing a server web application for server side. So you can also develop your web application at server side by using servlet. You can also develop web pages by using JSP also. So JSP is another part and servlet is another part. So earlier CGI was developed to provide server side capabilities to the web application, but due to its performance, scalability, and reusability issues, servlets are preferred. So I already told you there are some performance issues, there are some scalability issues which are present in CGI, and that's why we totally remove the CGI, and we can use the servlet. So third point is Java servlet overcome all the issues of CGI. That is, CGI means Common Gateway Interface. So Java servlets overcome all the issues that are present in CGI. It is not present in the servlet. So servlets are built from ground up using a Sun's write once, run anywhere technology. So there is one slogan of Java, that is write once, run anywhere. Java servlet provide excellent framework for server-side processing. If you want to perform the server-side processing best, then Java servlet provide. It is an excellent framework for server-side to process the web pages. Web developers can create a fast and efficient server-side application using a servlet and can run it on any web server which is a servlet compatible. So for this demonstration, we will use one server, and that server is called as a Apache Tomcat server. And for the creating of servlet and JSP pages, we can use Eclipse software. So these are the two requirements for developing the JSP and servlet. First, we need a server, and that server is called as the Apache Tomcat server. And developing the JSP and servlet, we need one IDLE that is called as the Eclipse IDLE. So in the next video session, we will learn how we can download the Apache Tomcat server and how we can download the Eclipse. For the practice purpose, you can also use the Apache Tomcat server and Eclipse. So web developers can create a fast and efficient server-side application using a Java servlet and can run it on any web server which is a servlet compatible. Servlet run entirely inside the Java virtual machine. So servlet basically run within a JVM, that is a Java virtual machine, is responsible to run the servlet. Since a servlet runs on server side, it does not check for browser compatibility. So basically servlet runs on the server side. There is no issues, or there is no any relationship present between the servlet and the browser. So servlet mainly has a 5 advantages over the CGI. So what are the advantages of servlet over the CGI? So first advantages of servlet is that is a platform independent. So platform independent plays a major role in the field where there are a numerous number of web service servers available to choose from. Servlet are written entirely in Java, due to which they are platform independent. Servlet can run on any servlet enabled web servers. Servlet can run anywhere, but there is a presence of a servlet enabled web server, and then only the servlet runs. So this is a first advantage of CGI, that is a common gateway interface, platform independent. So second advantage of CGI over the second advantage of servlet, that is a performance. Due to interpreted nature of Java, programs written in Java are slow, but Java servlet run very fast. It is because the way servlet run on web server. So interpreter means your program lines are compiled line by line. So interpreter can compile your program line by line, and that's why your compilation speed is slow. But a Java servlet run very fast because the servlet run on the web server. So there is not a compilation issues. Once a servlet is initialized and loaded, to handle a new request, it simply create a new thread and run a service method of a servlet. So we will see practically what is meant by the service method, what is meant by the do get method, do post method. So we will all the learn by using the practically, so you can understand easily. Once a servlet is initialized and loaded, to handle a new request, it simply create a new thread. Every time there is a new request, servlet create a one thread. So using a service method. So next advantage, that is extensibility. Servlets are developed in Java, which is a robust, well designed and object oriented language which can be extended or polymorphed into a new object. So servlets are developed in Java, and Java is a purely object oriented programming language, and it is a robust and secure also. So there is a concept also that are present in Java, that is polymorphism. This concept is also present in the servlet also. So Java servlet take all Java advantages to provide the ideal solution. So what are the features of Java? All the features of servlets are the same. So last, that is a fourth one, that is a safety. Java provides very good safety features like memory management, exception handling, etc. Servlet inherit all these features and had emerged as a very powerful web server extension. So this is a safety. Safety means memory management. In servlet, memory management is automatically handled. Exception handling is also done with the help of try-catch block. So this is a safety purpose. And security, that is the last point, that is the advantage of servlet. Security. Since servlet are server-side component, it inherits the security of a server. So it is not check the browser compatibility. It is totally based on the server side. So what are the security of server? All the securities of servlets that are present in the servlet also. So servlets are also benefited with the Java Security Manager provided by the web server. So these are the advantages of servlet over the CGI, and what is the drawback of CGI. So all these advantage, there is a platform independent, performance, extensibility, safety and security. So these are the point. So first point, that is we will discuss that is the introduction to JSP, what is meant by the JSP and how the JSP is different from the servlet. Then advantages of JSP, what is meant by the dynamic website, and there are two types of dynamic website: client side scripting and server side scripting. So third point, that is the advantages of servlet over the CGI. So these are the advantages over the CGI. There are 5 advantages, that is platform independent, performance, extensibility, safety and the security. So this is a point. For the practical demonstration, we will use two software, and that software, that is first software, we use Apache Tomcat server. So I am using the Apache Tomcat server version 8 here. So click here Apache Tomcat 8 version and download the Apache Tomcat installer. So for your check out your 32-bit system is there or 64 system is there, so you can download the installer also. Okay, so download the installer package. So second software we will use here Eclipse IDE, that is I am using the Eclipse Oxygen for developing a project or for creating the JSP and servlet. So you can use Eclipse Oxygen by searching on the internet, that is Eclipse Oxygen, and going to the Eclipse website and download the Eclipse Oxygen. Okay, so these are the two software we required to develop JSP and servlet pages. So in the next video session, we will see practically how we can create a web pages by using JSP and the servlet. So thank you for watching this video.